Guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, Max, come on. He's like, no, they're having All right, this show is taking a turn for the. Oh. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. If this is your first time tuning in, my name's Rick, and for the next hour or so, we're gonna hang out, spend some time together, talk about some cool stuff, meet some interesting people. So do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. Makes me feel good, and National Random Acts of Kindness Day was yesterday, and I would love it if you guys could do that as your random act of kindness for me. I'm eating some chicharron. I don't know. I like the word chicharron. Anyway, my dog is sitting on my lap here. That's my dog. He's super needy. I don't know what the deal is today, but he won't leave my side, so I figured we'd let him sit right there. Anyway, it's been a heck of a week. I feel like the week's already over and it's only Thursday. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it does. I mean, it feels like we've already been through an entire week. All right, so like I mentioned, got a great show. Max is back from the COVID, and so we're excited to have him. As always, super chat. If this is your first time, every dollar you put in, I'm putting towards a party, and you're all invited. Obviously, I'm going to give you guys something for making yourself noticed. So when you do super chat, obviously I'll call you out. I'll answer any question that you do ask, and we're going to give away. I don't know. Let's give away. I know Rafi said we should give away a $25 gift certificate, but I can do whatever the hell I want because it's my show. I'm going to give you guys a full set of the new Monster Bass Tungsten. If you guys have been living under a rock or on another planet, you know my opinion on tungsten. It's overpriced and it's all the same. It's all the same stuff. Literally, look, at the end of the day, it's all 97% lead. It's all 97% pure tungsten. It's all no chip. It's all labeled. It's the same thing. Insert free. So why overpay it? I went to the same factories as all the brands of tungsten you guys buy it from. I just made it and made it cheaper. And I didn't skimp on I skimped on the packaging, set it up so you could buy individual. So we got every size. I'll give away a full set of flipping weights. It's about a $40 value. Every person that super chats, you're set up. What else? I want to say thank you to my customer service team. As always, Bethany Rudd is on our is man in the chat, and so she's not here to answer all your questions, but she is here to help out. So let's be kind to her, and because we're grateful that she's taking an hour out of her day to be here, because I know it's late in the day where she lives. Before we get in with Max, I want to show you guys some new baits we've been working on. So. If you follow me on Instagram on my personal page, you're going to see I just released some pictures of the new Seeker series of crankbaits. We got the Seeker 6, 8, and a 12. I'm really excited about these crankbaits. I think they have ridiculous paint schemes. I mean, I tried to spare no expense when we did paint schemes on these things. I think they're ridiculous. I'm really proud of them, and you're going to see them coming in an upcoming box. But I do want to share with you guys some baits that you're going to see pretty soon. I'm going to pull out a popper and I'm going to pull out a crankbait. So we're working exclusively with Vicious on their new line of baits. And they're going to release every one of them that they design in our box. And I want to show you guys this sick new popper that is going to be in our top water month. So check this out. I don't know if you can see this. Look at that. It's a good size popper. I don't know if you can see the eye. The eye's ridiculous. And it's an 80. So it's an 80 millimeter popper. So it's a little bit bigger than some of the others. Like, the MONSTERBASS version is, I think it's a 65 or a 68, one of the two. But I really love this new Vicious popper and the paint schemes on all of these. are ridiculous. You know, from sexy to they got a bone version. I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful baits. And once I get some more in, I'll there's the hooks are sharp too, so I guess that's a good thing because if it'll catch me, it'll catch a fish. So yeah, I'd show you the crankbaits, but I don't want to spend time on the crankbaits. I mean, the crankbaits are great; they're beautiful patterns. Maybe another day. I kind of want to jump in and get right with Max because you know Max is my little buddy, and you know he's my co-host. Sometimes I call him the co-host. Sometimes I call him the sidekick. It really depends on how I'm feeling about Max today. But today, you know, he's coming off the vid, so let's welcome my co-host Max in and see what he's up to. Max,
what's up? What's up?
You tell me how you feeling, bro.
Feeling a lot better. A lot better.
So, give me the rundown. Did you have the vid?
I had it. I don't have it anymore though. So.
Okay.
I'm good.
So tell me.
How it was?
No. So you had the vid, and now what?
Well, I just laid in bed pretty much, and had to wear a mask every time I left my room. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it was I guess it was whatever. But now I'm doing better. We got a ton of snow.
Okay.
I rode my dirt bike today. In the snow.
Hold on. So last week you had the vid, and this week you're riding your dirt bike in the snow. Who's running the show around there? Who's running the prison? The prisoners or your parents let you ride your little bike around?
No.
So they don't know?
No. When you do something for Mom lets you do things.
So what did you do for Mom?
I shovel Mom's driveway. Mom lets me drive my dirt bike in the snow.
And what does Dad think about this? Or Mom runs the show?
Mom runs the show.
She does? Good. Because we're going to ask your parents when we see them later on in the episode. So, Max, so what else, buddy? What else you got going
on? Filmed a video today.
Tell us about it. Was it using the new camera we bought you?
Yup.
Okay, tell me more.
It's funny because you see me about kill myself on my dirt bike.
Wait a minute. Just so I'm clear. I spent $800 on a camera so that you could film yourself wiping out on your bike. That's awesome. I can't wait to see the video. Did you at least have your fishing pole in your back pocket or what?
No.
All right, Max, I want you to do me a favor. Hold on, just stop right here. Max, I need you can just run downstairs, or where are you, in the closet?
No, so I'm in my room and it's a one-story house, so I can just walk down the hall to the kitchen.
All right, do me a favor. I want you to run downstairs to the fridge, grab yourself a Mountain Dew or something with as much sugar as possible because you need to have a little pep in your step. We got a really great show here, buddy, and I'm not gonna allow you to half-ass it.
But I'm gonna get one anyway.
Yeah, go, folks. I want to apologize for a second. I don't know what's going on with Max. I think he still has the vid, and he's suffering from a little bit of stomach dyspepsia. He probably isn't really going to the fridge. I think he's running to the bathroom really quick. But hey, let's just keep that amongst ourselves. Oh.
I'm all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Okay, great, Max. That's amazing. So, Max, tell me a little bit more about the video that you just shot.
Well, the whole time. So, I'm on my dirt bike.
All right, Max. Remember that your description. Max, remember that your description is going to decide whether or not people actually want to watch this video. So, really try to sell it.
Okay. So, everyone listen. While I was riding my dirt bike, my mom was filming. Because I didn't want to hold this brand new camera while on my dirt bike. Because that could lose the camera. Not smart. So, my mom's sitting there filming me like this. Zoom in, zoom out. I am about just ripping on my track. And the whole time my mom's just like,
Wait, was she saying? I was trying to read your lips. Was she saying he's not my son? What?
no.
What?
She was saying that I was being too crazy. I told her, you got to do whatever you do for the views.
You gotta do whatever you do for the views.
Yeah, I'm good on a dirt bike, so. I did a like 360. Yep.
Max, I just want to let you know someone's trying to super chat you, but they said that they can't. So they were going to super chat $1,000 just for you and your name, and evidently we can't give it to you. So
seriously?
I apologize. It was one of your fans, but I think Jared messed it up. So you're probably going to have to go to public school instead of that fancy military charter school you were thinking about going to. Should we go?
Someone tried to super chat me. I really don't.
No. Somebody. As John Gill said, you got to do whatever you do for the views.
Max 2021.
Yeah. So Max, we got a really great guest today. Do you know who the guest is?
I heard.
Do you know anything about her?
Yeah. I watched her video. She's pretty crazy.
She's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was watching some of her Instagram posts. She was standing on the front of her little kayak in the middle of this huge lake with alligators. Like, I mean, she's standing on the front little one hatch of her kayak. And I'm just like, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. Stop. You're going to fall. The whole time I was watching.
Max, she's a professional.
Apparently, because she didn't fall.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, she's not like Burley or Rudd. I've seen those two boys get on the back of their kayaks and dump it into the water. They'll tell you that it never happened, but then again, it's like a tree. If a tree falls in the woods, do you actually hear it? They're going to tell you it never happened, so.
Yeah. I've told people that I never flipped my kayak. If I kept saying that, if I got a quarter for every time I lied about that, I'd be rich.
Wait a minute. Max, you're a liar?
When it comes to flipping my kayak, yeah. I don't tell people that. I just go out in the lake and I'm just
Max, what's your mom's doing?
I'm just like, wee.
What's your mom doing right now?
Probably eating dinner or drinking Fireball.
I want to drink Fireball with your mom.
Say less.
Say what?
Say less. Mom!
Stop it.
Rick wants to drink Fireball with you.
All right, Max. Anyways, tell your mom later. I really want to get into the show.
She said later.
Yeah. Max, we got a really good show and we got an important guest and I really want to get to it. So what do you say we jump right in, Max?
Okay.
We also need to talk about the giveaway. If it's not triggered by Super Chat, triggering is
I don't know. All right, Max, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm readier than readier.
You're ready. All right. So, all right, everyone. I'm really excited to introduce our guest today. You might know her on Instagram. You might know her on YouTube. But our next guest, we'd love to welcome her to the show right now, Christine Fisher from Midwest Fishergal. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Good. How are y'all?
Good.
Hi, Max.
Max, are you blushing? Are you blushing, Max? I can't tell.
I am because you called me out.
No, well. So how are you?
I'm doing good. I was actually enjoying Max's dirt bike story. Sounds like a little daredevil. I like that.
Yeah. Max has been known to do some crazy stuff in his day. You know, he's
Hey, me too.
He's a crazy young buck. So,
we got two memos in my family: YOLO which means you only live once. And second one is if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
Okay.
I can get down with both of those things.
So Christine, why don't you tell us a little bit about, like, you know, where you grew up and where that love for fishing came from. Did it start at an early age?
It did, yeah. I was very fortunate to be brought into a fishing-oriented family, you could say. We grew up fishing family walleye tournaments. If you go into any of my grandparents' house, my parents' house, everything is fishing themed. There's pictures of me as early as 2 years old fishing. It's on the boat with my dad. That kind of fostered that love at a very young age, and it just only caught fire, you know, as a young tomboy. So I like to be outside. I like to be in the creeks. I like to be fishing, you know, all that stuff. It was just right up. So it's been a minute.
All right. And when did you when did you start fishing tournaments?
I started fishing tournaments, kayak tournaments 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere it's 4.5. Let's go 4.5 years. That's in between the two.
Wow. And then, so currently today, you're fishing the KBFs, right?
The KBF, the Bassmaster, and Hobie, yes. And the Bassmaster Opens. This is my first year fishing the Opens, the co-angler, and the big boat. So, got a full schedule this year.
Max, you listen to that? We're talking to a serious.
I'm listening.
Yeah, we're talking to
I'm
a serious
also
stick here.
I'm finding a preview of my little video today.
No, Max, you're supposed to be focusing on the fact that we have a show and a guest.
True.
Yeah. I apologize. I sent him to co-host school, and he's learning. He's getting better each and every week. Max, I think I'm going to need you to step up and wear a suit next week, okay?
Yeah, I might have to go back.
Maybe it's too much Mountain Dew. So, Max, we're talking to a serious stick. She could probably teach you a lot about fishing. And just so you know, she started the year out really hot. She finished 9th at Kissimmee, and you're currently practicing. What are we on? The final day of practice?
Tomorrow is the final day, ends at 4 o'clock, tournament starts Saturday.
Now, where is Watts Bar? Yeah, where is Watts Bar?
It's on Tennessee River System, so it's just above Lake Chickamauga.
Max, you ever been to Chickamauga?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah. So what's life on? So you're fishing pretty much full time right now, right?
I am fishing full time. Yeah.
So what's life on the road like?
You know, it's a lot of people romanticize life on the road, and for certain people that are cut from a certain cloth, it's great, and I do love a lot of things about it. But it is also the epitome of chaos and limited hot water and nonstop on the go and little sleep and eating Chef Boyardee that you bought at the gas station with a fork in your kayak for lunch, breakfast, and sometimes dinner. It's nonstop.
Yeah.
It's like I said, you have to be able to go 100 miles an hour, because once you stop it, you're going to crash for days on end. So. But, you know, for those adventure junkies that love to fish and love sleeping in the truck at ramps sometimes, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I think the key word that you said, you know, romanticize it, there, you know, because people talk about like, oh, I want to be a professional angler. And as someone that's had the opportunity to actually see what life is like, for even on the elite tour, right? Like, I don't know really, it's definitely not for everyone, because it takes you to like beautiful parts of the country, but it takes you to like really small cities or towns. And you know, if you're looking for even just like a really nice hotel, you may not be able to find a really nice hotel, right? That's why you see a lot of these elite anglers, and they're driving with their own trailers, and they're bringing their home with them. So it's definitely not for everyone. What advice would you have for someone that said, you know, that was just getting started in tournament fishing and had a dream to, like, you know, do this at the elite level?
I would say you have to to know what you're getting into. And I think a lot of anglers would agree with me on this one. You have to truly love what you do. If you don't love fishing, like for me, if in between tournaments, if I've got a winter break or a week break, I'm still fishing because I love it that much. If you don't, tournament life probably isn't going to be cut out for you, because there's a lot of stuff you have to sacrifice, and a lot of time and resources and things that normal people don't have to sacrifice. And if you don't really love what you do, it's not going to be worth that sacrifice, and you're going to resent it.
So given the time commitment, the miles, and like you said, the sacrifice that you're making to follow your dream and your passion, how do you even have time, or do you have time for any kind of a social life, or to follow any other passions outside of fishing?
It's tough. I have a ton of hobbies, and a lot of those hobbies have taken the back seat. Like, I'm an avid hunter. I ice climbed, I mountain bike. I mean, I'm big outdoors, everything. Nice. And I haven't bow hunted. You know, bow hunting for spring turkey was my thing. I loved it more than anything, and I haven't done it. It's going to happen. But I've had to not go to one tournament, set one aside to make a week open where I can turkey hunt for an opener back out west. So, and socially, I do pretty good. I'm on the phone 24/7, usually with everybody all the time. And at tournaments, I get to see, like, I've got 7 or 8 guys staying with me at the house tonight. So we have our, the fishing groups kind of travel together. So your fishing people that fish on the tour with you usually kind of become like your friends and family. So that we do okay with. But yeah, as far as hobbies and family time, sometimes it definitely, you have to make time for it. Have to, and it's not easy.
Yeah. And you alluded to traveling in groups. So because the tour has a set schedule, so you travel with like a big group of people, like, so that you're not alone.
No, I'm always traveling alone, but I'll go in on Airbnbs and stuff like that. And sometimes we've got probably 20 of us that kind of travel to the majority of tournaments, and then a lot of them don't do it full time. Most guys don't do this full time. Yeah. Friends in different regions that we'll try to connect with and split houses with and everything like that.
So I'm assuming that the majority, to do this full time, you've got to be fully sponsored up, because again, this isn't an inexpensive passion. And so who are your sponsors?
Let's see. I've got 10 Cup Whiskey, Hobie Fishing. I've got Hobie Eyewear, AFTCO, Calcos, Plano, Z-Man, Omnia, oh boy, no, I'm missing a couple.
Who's your hard bait sponsor?
A couple of them. Hard bait. Right now, I'm in negotiations with some things. So I've got three that we're working on, and I haven't finalized my 2021 sponsorship yet.
So what I heard is you don't have a hard bait sponsor, right? Not yet.
Not really. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that paint
scheme. Max, you got?
I'm looking for sponsor.
No.
Way to shoot yourself in the foot, Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Max, remember, the show's not about you.
This is plenty.
Oh, Max, I love you, bro. I love you. I'm gonna have to have a talk with your mom. I really am starting to think that fancy military school that you're gonna go to, I think, you know what, custodial engineering might be a good route. It's hard for me to say. I think
maybe I'll just start my own business and be your biggest competitor.
Listen, I would help you. I would.
And then we can just call on the phone.
I would love, Max, I would love nothing more than to help the youth of America become entrepreneurs and build their own businesses. There's room for growth and success for all of us. So if that's what ultimately you want to do, we'll do it. But right now, we have a guest, and I need you to focus on that guest. So do you have any questions so far, given what you've learned from Christine?
I do. I have some written down. Let me go to them.
Thank you.
Got to be prepared.
Yes.
Okay. Does being a female angler provide advantages, challenges, or both?
Solid.
What a good first question.
Solid, Max.
Yeah, that's a.
Thanks.
Solid.
So
Took some
I
really
would
hard thinking
definitely
for that.
say both. There are certain very obvious disadvantages and advantages to being a female. What I've noticed, one huge advantage, and I'm sorry, ladies, but nobody can argue this at all. It is, I think it's much easier to get noticed in the world of fishing being a female because of, just the sheer lack of numbers. So especially if you're a female that, kind of stands out and can catch them, however they say it, yeah, it's a little bit easier. It's much easier. When you're a guy, you're trying to get a job that a million other guys are trying to get, and where there may only be, 10 females. Now that everybody wants to kind of diversify and kind of reach different demographics, being a female, I think, does open the door and provide some opportunities that the guys don't necessarily have. Now, that being said, as a female, I almost feel like every single time I'm not given the benefit of the doubt when it comes to being legitimate. And that I've felt that ever since I started working in hard goods 10 years ago. Not being taken seriously, guys not wanting my help when I was a bow tech working in the archery shop. I feel like I have to prove myself over and over and over and over and over again. Whereas if you're a guy, people come up to you, automatically take what you say, and it will give you the benefit of the doubt. So pros and cons, but for me, I don't really look at it as female or male. I'm just an angler out there trying to cash checks like the rest of them.
All right. So if if I can expand on that, you said female or male. And agree with everything that you said, but let's fast forward to social media for a second. Social media is taken over and it's plastered. It's plastered with I don't want to name names. It's plastered with bikinis, and it's in my view, and I don't want to speak for anyone else. It's positioning females in a different way than it does males. When you see that, and as a female that can fish, does that strike a chord with you in any way?
It used to strike a big chord years ago when I was a little less calloused and a little less wise, I think, and poised than I am now. It infuriated me because I saw that as, these women are undoing all of myself and other women that are fighting to be taken seriously because that's where the attention's going and that's what this looks like. Well, as the years went by, I kind of learned, that stuff is going to exist no matter if I like it or not, and it doesn't do any good. They can't take away what I'm doing. And kind of their own thing, and it's really instead of being vocal about it or getting upset about it or letting it just fuel a fire in a negative way, I just go out there and do my best to lead by the example that I want to lead by and to show, and that's proven to be so much more. It made way more progress for me than anything else because everyone sees through all of that. And I don't have to say anything about it. I just got to do me, and that's, I can't worry about what everybody else is doing out there.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because I would agree with you. I used to sit here and say the industry sees through that. And then last year, Fishing Tackle Retailer put someone on the cover. I don't know if you remember this, and I'm thinking to myself, and it was at that moment. I remember I was when it came in the mail, and I was on the phone with the president of a bait manufacturer, and it was at that moment when I was like, "Oh my God, what have we crossed this? Have we gone from trying to be legitimate anglers to sensational, and has this brought us into a new era? And it was a really interesting conversation. And I don't really know that I know the answer to it. And I don't know that there is one, but it's definitely an interesting conundrum because social media has really changed the game.
It has.
So what advice would you have for anyone, male or female? Because I guess I'll let you choose. What advice would you have for someone that's new or up and coming and they want to leverage social media to their advantage?
Be yourself. You don't see enough of it anymore, and I really mean that. I think what I hear, I just got a phone with a potential big sponsor. What they said, I wanted to bring this to light, is that you are able to really make a name for yourself by being authentic and remaining just true to you and just being exactly who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that social media makes it so easy to put on this facade that you are this or you're that when you're really not. And it allows you to kind of be who you want to all these people, when I think the most important thing is to just truly be yourself. Because once you get there, you're going to end up meeting people and you're going to do these interviews and meet people face to face. And eventually your true self is going to come out. So just be it, own it. I think that's going to gain you your respect, and you're going to be able to hang your hat on something like that.
Yeah, and I think I think that there's a tremendous opportunity for females in this sport that want to take that approach, and there's not enough of them willing to do that. And I say that even with a lot of the guys. Like I don't, I'm talking about females because I'm speaking with you. There's enough guys that are out there that they got to pick a path. Are they serious, or are they going to fish with gummy bears, right? And both of them are okay, but pick the path and just be you. If you want to fish with gummy bears and Barbie dolls and whatever it is, totally fine. You want to have a ton of fun, great. But I think that there's such an opportunity for us within the industry to highlight females in a legitimate way that sets a really good example for young girls getting into the sport. And I don't think, and I think,
I agree.
And I think as an industry, I don't know that we've done enough. And I have twin 7-year-olds, and sometimes I'm flipping through Instagram and they're looking over my shoulder. I'm like, oh, and I got to quickly move it because I don't want them to think that my feed or the content that I'm looking at is just girls in bikinis. Like they know I work in fishing, and they'll often ask, and I'm very upfront about it. And because they'll ask, like, well, why does anyone go fishing in a bikini? And I have to explain and all that. So like, I would love to figure out like how to be a part of the solution. So I guess my long-winded way about getting to a question is, if you had a blank canvas to create a solution, or a blank canvas to come up with, how do we build something that represents and showcases females in a better way, so that young girls look at this and think, this is the way that I want to go?
Well, that's exactly what I'm working on right now. It takes a lot of people to kind of make this happen, and there are a lot of things in the works right now. There's a lot of desire within big, reputable brands in the industry to want to get women, but the problem is we have to have them first. We have to have the right women in the right places, pushing the envelope, and they have to be marketed in the right way. But like I said, the problem a lot of these brands face is that they can't find those women that can talk the talk, walk the walk, do all of it, as good as the guys can. And there are some out there, but those women are the ones that need to be highlighted in order to kind of push that envelope. So, now I say that, and keep in mind, it's important, women, just like guys, are very different and have different goals in this industry. But if we want to push the capabilities and the the independence and the skill set of these talented women, we've got to have the right women in place. And we've got to market that certain way.
So if I said I wanted to be part of the solution, and again, I give you the blank canvas, and I said, let's go find whatever it is, the half a dozen females that are legitimate sticks that can represent females and create content that's compelling, that showcases their skills, that showcases the beauty of the sport, the talent that they have, and so that we're inspiring the next generation of anglers. Could you do that? Like what would it take to do that? Like, besides finding the four, however many people.
Well, it starts with finding the right people, and then you gotta get to that first.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one, because again, I feel like in the world of social media that we live in, and it's so easy to be like, it's all about the likes and the views, and it's a lot easier to take the other approach to drive the number, and so it almost feels like the shortcut. And whereas, and I look at that with males, right? Like I look at guys like Alex Rudd or Ben Nowak, right? You'll never see him fishing with gummy bears. You'll never see him fishing with Barbie poles. They could drive up, they could get 100,000 subs, no problem, but they're legitimate sticks and aren't going to compromise who they are and their values and who they are and what they want to be for the industry. So, yeah, it's an interesting challenge.
Yeah, I can totally agree. I'm not going to say any names, but there was someone that I looked up to for a really long time, and then they just changed everything, and it was all for the views,
Totally.
Yep.
Why don't we see if there's any questions? So,
I got some questions.
Oh, Max, let's ask some questions.
Okay. So, there's a question that I am forced to ask every show, and it's for dating advice from our guest. So,
Max, I'm supposed to set that up, but go ahead.
Oh, you are? Oh. So, you guys need to tell me this stuff.
All right, so go ahead, Max.
So, do you have any relationship advice for me?
Boy, if the girl doesn't like to fish, don't date her. That's relationship advice number one. Number two, let's see, Max, you're 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my experience is that, and I can attest to this. Women, girls, it takes them a long time and a lot of bad guys to realize when they've got a good one. And you seem like a pretty good kid. So it may be later in life, like the mid to late 20s, maybe even your 30s, before some of these girls finally kind of realize that they want a good guy. Don't get discouraged. Don't be in any rush. And, the right person's going to fall in your lap when the timing's right.
I'm not looking. I'm just forced to say that.
You're not, Max. Actually, let's be clear. Let's be clear.
You shouldn't be looking until you're 30.
Max, listen, just so we're clear, we've never forced you to say anything. In fact, your mom's probably right outside the door listening with a cup, and she knows darn well that we don't force you to do anything. You're here of your own fruition, and if you want, I'll gladly replace you with your mom or your dad, and they can be my co-host. They can give me dating advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right, Max.
No, that's just putting funny thoughts in my head.
Oh, God. I would love to know your funny thoughts, but I want to keep this PG. So, Max, we're going to do this. So I got a serious question for you, Christine, from one of our viewers. How do I keep my 6-year-old girl into fishing through the teen years?
So that's a good question. I actually I have a lot of dads reach out and ask that same thing. And it's tough because you want your kid to stay in the outdoors, into fishing. And it's so challenging now as parents. I'm not one, but I see my friends go through this in the digital era, right? They want to get so absorbed in their electronics. Well, for me growing up, I didn't have a TV. My parents, we didn't have any of that. So it was a lot easier, and I never lost my desire to fish. This day and age is a little more challenging. So what I would say is to don't get too pushy, because as girls, as soon as our parents start kind of forcing us into something, we tend to do the exact opposite. But the best thing you can do is just always extend that invitation. Take her fishing, offer it. Never be too busy to do that. And I think that, if looking back, that's all that really mattered to me is my dad would come home from work and say, hey, grab a couple rods, let's go to the farm pond and catch some big old bass on top water. And I don't know if any little girl could say no to that.
Yeah, fair enough. We got another question. What's your PB largemouth?
11 pounds, 8 ounces.
Ooh. Drop the mic. It's over, Max. Just so we're clear, Max. What's your PB?
3.8.
Max, remember your PB is bigger than someone else's. Don't be shy. Loud and proud, baby. Loud and proud. Listen, I got my own show just like you, and mine's only 5'1". Who cares? Now, granted, it's a smallmouth.
Yours is a smallmouth.
Yeah.
That's like a good size smallmouth.
Listen, I grew up on Oneida Lake. I didn't actually know what I was doing back in the day because my father used to take me bass fishing and then would just get frustrated and tell me like there were so many rules in the boat that it wasn't even fun, right? Like I still to this day, like my mother's like, I can't believe with my two boys that my one son, me, is in fishing when my other son isn't. If you gave my brother one day left on this planet, he'd throw in a dip. He'd probably go to Eddie Bauer, buy some plaids, stop at Bass Pro Shops, pick up everything that he needs, and he'd be out in his kayak on Lake Erie fishing. Me, I want to go hit 18 holes and then go eat lobster at the country club. But somehow it ended up this way, and now I'm in fishing, and I
go
love
fishing. See, I have more joy fishing by myself because, like, sometimes when I go out with my uncle, there's just, like, too many rules. Like, when I go out by myself, I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I could pee off the back of my kayak if I want.
You can
do whatever.
Max, I'm gonna tell you a story, and I think it's really important for everybody that's watching, right? Like, I have two sides of fishing. Honestly, I have my experience with my father, who was very much the world is half empty, right? The glass is half empty. So for fishing with my father, like I went out on the boat, and it was all about the rules, the safety, the this, the that, and it turned out to not be fun. But on the flip side of the coin, I have the experience of my grandfather who took me out, and like I share so many memories as a young boy fishing with my grandfather, right? And I had a bamboo fishing pole on a private lake. He owned like 1,000 acres that he used to grow.
Bamboo?
That he would grow grapes on for Welch's grape juice. And we would just go up and fish. And I just remember laughing and like sitting with my grandfather, talking stories. And to me, when I think about fishing and what it can do to build a bond between you and your friend, you and your mom, you and your dad, you and whoever, it's the experience of just like spending a Saturday afternoon and having the best time of your life. To me,
I totally agree. My uncle, he got a like 21-foot center console a couple years ago. So we'll go out on that and we'll go like 10 miles offshore. We'll go flounder fishing. And it's just like laughing, having fun. He lets me drive the boat sometimes. It's just like a blast.
Yeah.
And then there's bass fishing, and one of my other uncles has a bass boat. It's just like so many rules. We're always quiet, always just casting. I'm always just casting, no talking, So I feel like I have a lot more fun when I just go out offshore and laughing up a ton and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. Looks like we got a couple other we got a couple other questions for Christine.
Okay, hold on one second. I have to get a charger. My phone's gonna die.
No worries. We're gonna talk to Max then. So Max.
Okay.
So
I got it.
Max. Max, what's your mom doing?
Watching this right now.
She's watching this? Oh,
yeah.
Hold on. Gotta make sure I look good. prim and proper. Well, I want to be
You know, my dad's watching
respectful
too.
for Max's mom and dad. I mean, God, what's that? I should, Max. I think that next week maybe you and I should be in like a shirt and tie. Like we got to pretend like we're at like, appropriate church
Do you want me to bust
attire.
out my suit again?
Maybe we'll talk about this later because we got to put on a special show next week. We got to make. Look at this one, Max. Look at this one, Max. Oh, Max, look at that pattern.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is like a fanciest bluegill.
Don't worry. Listen, these baits are designed to catch fishermen. I mean, fish. And fishermen. Best paint patterns ever. So, Christine, we got a couple questions. What are some of the resources or practice techniques you would suggest for youth anglers?
For just fishing or tournament fishing or
I think fishing in general.
ask a lot of questions, and the biggest thing when I was a kid, I soaked up a ton of knowledge from not only my dad and my grandpa, but my peers, people that spent a lot of time fishing. I read a lot of in Fisherman magazine, Bassmaster magazine. Now kids, like I said, you've got access to YouTube and all these things. So find anglers that you love, that are informational and educational, and soak up everything. Be a sponge. The second you think you know it all or you can't learn anymore, you're going to stop growing.
I think that's 100%. That's solid, right, Max? I probably fish less than anyone else because I'm busy running a company in the fishing industry. I get to fish like a couple times a year, which is so sad.
Yeah,
But I read so much, and I absorb the information so that when I'm out there, I'm gonna have that in the back of my head. Now, granted, I'm not gonna have the experience of like, this is what worked last time I was out on the water, but I'm gonna be prepared because I'll have absorbed all that information.
Yeah, I really didn't realize that until like I would call you with like just a random thought, because I had so much spare time during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I would just call you with any random thought, and you'd be like, "Hey Max, what's up?" And it's like the quickest thing ever. And then the one time you're like, "I'm busy," and I was just like, "So how often do you go fishing?" And he's like, "I usually run my business 7 days a week." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot about that." But I do remember the one time you did go fishing and you did catch a big fish.
I did. Oh, you're talking about the tuna. Yeah, that was tuna fishing. I went tuna fishing and caught 180-pound tuna. That was amazing. I have one piece of tuna left in the freezer. I'm due for a trip. So if you want to set something up, Max, we're way to go. So, Christine, you have one bait that you can fish for the rest of your life. That's it. What is it?
Are we talking bass fishing or muskie or?
All right, bass fishing.
Okay. One bait for the rest of my life. But well, if I'm not to pick one bait like all year round that I can fish the rest of my life, gosh, I'm have to say the jackhammer, Z-Man jackhammer. I think flat out catches fish from the Tennessee River system up to St. Clair and you name it, anywhere else. I'm gonna do that.
All right, so tell me what makes it's interesting. I feel like the bladed jig is one of the most. It's one of the most popular baits on the market today. It has been for the last couple years. I think we saw that with the Thunder Cricket at the beginning of whatever it was. 2 years ago, and we've seemingly seen the price of these bladed jigs go up and up and up. What makes the jackhammer different from the other bladed jigs that even, let's just say, that Z-Man makes?
So the biggest difference I noticed, from the jackhammer to like the original or the Project Z chatterbait, for me, that thing starts vibrating immediately, and a lot of times I'll fish them as water as deep as 20 foot. I'll fish a jackhammer deep, and I'm able, as soon as I start winding, I want to feel that bait in its sweet spot. And I think the jackhammer, it just, that vibration's different.
it immediately starts vibrating, even when I'm slow rolling it. And a lot of times in like the cooler water and stuff too, I slow roll it a lot, and I'm just barely kind of winding that reel, and I need that blade to be moving. And if you fish some of those other chatterbaits or other bladed jigs out there, you know that sometimes it can be kind of difficult to get them to stay in that sweet spot.
Right.
And I think that camera just stays there
Yeah.
longer. That's where I can explain it for me.
That's really good. I think we have one other question. I missed it. I see a lot of bullying taking place between Bass, Rich, and Garrett. I'm not
gonna
sure.
say I'm being dragged into the bullying right now.
All right, Max, don't worry. Don't get involved. Let me handle all that. I want to be respectful of time. I know that we got tournament day tomorrow for Christine, so let's get down.
What tournament?
Max, again, remember, you're not the guest. It's your job to pay attention. She's on the last day of practice. Do you remember where?
No.
It's on.
I don't have a good memory.
Near Chickamauga.
Never heard of that place.
Yeah, it's called. All right, it's called Watts. I think it was Watts Bar.
Watts Bar, yeah.
That's right. So she's fishing a tournament there. We obviously we want to wish her a ton of luck. Max, you got a last question before I jump in, or no?
Yeah. What's your favorite fish to catch?
Ooh.
Muskie.
Muskie.
Hands down. Don't even think about it. Muskie, 100%.
Casting or trolling?
Casting.
Okay.
I don't troll.
Yeah.
I'm not a troller.
I've been muskie fishing one time on St. Clair. I was fishing on a show, and we spent an entire day casting and another day trolling. And I agree. I mean, trolling is like, it's not really fishing. It's like, okay, you're next. And but oh my God, the entire experience from the whole figure eight thing, and it was amazing. Like, I had never fished St. Clair before. That is such beautiful, clear water. Oh my God, I had the best time. Loved it. What's the matter, Jared?
Take a peek at the chat, Rick.
Nah, I have a guest. I'm focused. All right, Christine, is there anything that that you've got coming up that you want to plug, or anything that you want to share with our guests?
Not really. I put all my tournaments up on my YouTube. One thing for any women listening, I put on a women's fishing seminar every year, and hopefully I had to cancel it last year for COVID, but it's a pretty cool deal. It's we had 55 women from 20 states that came to my event the year before last, and I teach classes on everything from how to back up a trailer, how to tie knots, how to break down water by using navionics or any other charting systems, everything, shallow cranking, top water stuff, basics to in-depth, and all of it. So if you're a lady and you are intimidated by trying to get into the sport, check out that event, and hopefully I get a date kind of set for this year here pretty soon.
And where can they find more information about that?
It's if you go to Worldwide Women's Fishing Federation, that is the name of it's a nonprofit that myself and two other gals started, and you can find everything there. There's a Facebook page and a website.
Amazing. Listen, I would love to support that in any way that I can. So please let me know what we can do to help you out with that, because it is a big initiative for us this year to really highlight the fact that the females can fish, and it's not about being in a bikini. So I really thank you for being on our show. I thank you for all that you're doing for the sport of fishing, for the females that are entering this sport. For my twin 7-year-old daughters, I think it's really important that they have someone that they can look to as I don't want to say a beacon. That's putting way too much responsibility on you, but just as someone that they can turn to and look to as a really good role model in this industry. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. And we'll talk with you again soon. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Too. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Good night. Yep. Oof, Max.
That was such a good show.
She's talented, and you don't even know it.
I learned a lot.
Max, honestly. All right, we're going to do a stop, start, continue.
What's that mean?
Oof. So stop, start, continue is something that we do. The things we're going to stop doing, start doing, and continue doing. So and this is good for self-reflection. Given our show, we think we had a good show. What are the things you want to stop doing?
Paying attention to the chat a lot.
Okay. I mean, I think paying attention to chat's okay. What are the things you want to start doing?
Making more videos.
No. We're talking about this show, Max.
Oh.
Yes, Gorilla. Hold on.
I apologize.
Oh, you were stretching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll come up with something for you, though.
Okay, great.
I will.
Honestly, I think I'm killing it. Don't want to change that much.
I love your enthusiasm, Max. If I may I give you some reflection?
Go ahead.
I think you're killing it too. However,
Thank you.
also think that there's opportunity for growth. I think when we're talking about our guest, this isn't the time to talk about your camera or be looking for your intro to your video. During this show is 100% about this show and our guest, not about your camera and your intro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that your questions are really good and insightful. That first question killed it. You're amazing. I think for you and me, this is stop, start, continue for you and me. We need to get better at having good questions, back and forth commentary, and we need to get better at making sure that our guests understands that they're our guests. They got to feel special.
I have a question for that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Well, come over here.
Oh, sure.
Grillo's coming over. This is my good friend Dave Grillo. Don't worry, Max.
Hey, Max.
One other thing I definitely...
I'm listening.
You're our guest now. I'm going to stop talking to make you feel special.
Well, excellent. Quick pickup. My question for you, Max, was do you do any research on your guest before the show?
Yes.
What does that look like?
I check out their social media platforms.
Right.
Usually consisting of YouTube and Instagram mainly, and sometimes Facebook because I did get Facebook. And then I just look and study, what do they like to do? How do they do things? What do they catch a lot? Where do they fish a lot? All that. That way I have things to ask them about, things to focus on.
Good. That's a good start. And do you have a pen by your side as you're interviewing? Because
no,
just
I have my phone.
As
I
an
write down on
example,
my phone a lot.
You might have written down the name of the tournament that Christine was talking about at the beginning, and then you'd have it at the end, and you'd have a quick pickup, and you'd be the kid that said, "And best of luck down at whatever
Watts Bar,
right?
Watts Bar.
And then you sound like you're wicked sharp, which you are. But a pen in your hand will help you appear that way.
Definitely.
Yeah, right on. I enjoyed the show.
Do you have any dating advice for Max? He's a young
Yes,
he's a young
I do.
stallion.
I do.
And,
just smile, make him laugh, and more efforts, more tries, man. It's just like baseball or fishing. Just more tries. Be fearless. There you go.
There you go. It's good advice, Max.
Yeah.
All
right. Great seeing you, Max.
Max. Someone asked if you had a favorite spinner bait.
Not really. No, not really. I just use all kinds.
I do.
You do.
So I think one of the best spinner baits I've ever fished with is a Z-Man sling blade spinner bait. It's got the live wire, which is it's a little thinner, it's a little more sensitive, and so you feel that vibration, that thump every time it's rolling. So I'm a big fan of it. There's a lot of people that are really upset, Max. Why is my dog panting? Max, have you seen my dog? This is Bauer.
Is that the one that rips up the mail?
Yeah, every day. Yeah. So Fishing Addiction wants to know Rick's best spot to bass fish in California. Going there on Saturday. How you know? How are you going there if you don't know where I'm going? I do like War Eagle. War Eagle's good. So, what kind of kayak do you have, Max?
Just like a cheapie from Walmart.
A cheapie from Walmart. Should we get you a sponsor?
Go ahead.
Well, Max, here's part of the deal. You got to step it up a little bit, right? Like, you got to show up. You got to seem credible. You got to seem interested. You can't have that look on your face like you're bored out of your mind, like you just like ate a bag of Doritos and you're ready to fall asleep. It's true, bro. Now go get your mom. I want to talk to her.
Mom!
Mom, the meatloaf!
Is she downstairs in the one-story house?
Oh, yeah. She's downstairs in the one-story house. Here, come here.
I love how I'm like, yeah, we have a one-story house, and you're like, well, go downstairs and get her.
There she is.
Hello.
Hey, Mom.
This episode of Monster Bass Live is brought to you by Fireball. Now, for you under the drinking age of 21, please drink responsibly. Make sure that your parents give you permission. So, Mom, did you watch the episode tonight?
Yes, I watched the whole thing.
All right.
So we're gonna we'll move his iPad here shortly, but I wanted to chime in obviously on his abilities and your support, and as we share more about Max and his life, I will say two things. One, I really love how Christine said to be you.
Yes.
Be yourself. Well, what you all witness every week is Max being himself, which he has been his whole life. Somebody posted on here, squirrel. As his mother, you guys deal with this 1 hour a week. Every day of his life, his mind, it's amazing, but it's doing a lot of things all at once. So I think it's really great to help him kind of narrow that down. But to be fair, he's Max, and that's who he is.
Why we love him.
We got to help him grow, but
yes,
that's him, squirrel.
And that's why we love Max.
And that's also why we drink Fireball.
All right, so I understand, because as a parent of two twin 7-year-old girls and a 15-year-old boy, every now and then you just have to shake your head and say, thank God for Fireball. So should we do a shot of Fireball?
We should. We got them ready in the kitchen.
Yeah, let's go into the kitchen.
All right. Max will bring his iPad.
What's wrong with my dog? Why
Tech man.
Max, true story. One of my friends, so my son's name is Maximus. And I
know, I get confused a lot.
Yeah, a bunch of people were like, "Is that your son? Are you cracking open a bottle of Fireball? You got one hiding from your mom?" Dude, this is so bad. We're going straight to HE double stick.
How am I supposed to hold it? Oh, I guess like this.
Like this. Here you go. Oh, hi guys. Wait. Who's that in the background?
So this is Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Heather. This is Mike.
I know. Mike and I go way back. We've been we got plans during Lent, so your Fridays are toast. Wait a minute. So Heather, wait, Max, so is Heather the person you said you're kicking her out and you're stealing her sweet?
Yup.
Trying to.
Wait, trying to. Oh, Heather.
We got money to make. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I have to pay rent.
All right, so I guess should Rafi come in and join with me? And
Yep, I believe Rafi.
I went and bought a bottle of Fireball just so I could be part of this. I don't normally drink.
It's opened up a little bit. We can get closer.
All right, everyone get closer. So
Okay, hold on a second. Hi guys, this is Rafi. So for everybody at home, this is Rafi, and Rafi is in charge of all of our marketing. And I guess this is a big pour. I've never done this before. Am I,
Your first time?
wait, hold on a second. Am I gonna have to go to church on Sunday?
It's like
Fireball was mine. So
baby.
All right, so cheers.
All
Cheers.
right. Cheers.
Cheers,
Monster
Max.
Bass.
Cheers.
Damn. I mean, darn.
Dang.
It's just like
Rick just
Wait.
straight all over the mic.
Wow, that was amazing, Max. Before you go back,
No.
Mom, do you have any?
got
You know what I would love, Mom and Dad? Like, can you tell? Oh yeah. I was just gonna say, I would love if every wait. I would love if we could open the show. If we could open the show every week with you sharing a story about Max and sharing a moment in time, maybe a picture or something. So what is this?
This is when he was 5 for Father's Day. My brother and I took our sons out for a little fishing trip at a local retention pond. That is a Sunny. He almost threw my rod in the water.
Oh, Max!
I was a little peeved, but he still ended up catching fish, so it was all good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is actually-
Amazing. You know what we
I
should
think
do?
this was on Father's Day, actually, if I remember correctly, and it was his first fish.
When
So,
is
it was
Father's
kinda
Day this
special.
year?
Caught on bobber and earthworm.
I think that you should send us, like, if you can scan us that picture. I think that we should.
Yeah,
use
no
that
problem.
I think we should use that for the June box insert, and we put Max on the cover for our favorite Father's Day moment.
I like it.
Done.
All right, we got you.
I think this is a bad idea.
Maybe we should put.
No, Max, a bad idea would be like you in the bathtub as a little boy.
Yeah, we'll keep
No, seriously.
You
Oh,
know what? Now that I
Max.
think of it, the fish picture's okay.
So,
All right,
Heather-
we'll give it back.
Heather, quick question for you. Do you have any dating advice for Max?
Oh my god.
Well,
Don't
I
start.
actually
Don't
did.
start.
So I
How much
did.
money do you want to have later on in life?
All right, never mind. We're gonna end it here.
Yeah, well, I did want to piggyback on, just some advice for Max.
Yes.
Is not to share the inner secrets of Monster Bass's operations and prep for saying that you're, forced to or required to say certain things in which he is not. So so he'll brush up on some of those things as
That's
well, making sure that.
Wow, that was
Don't-
excellent dating advice, Mom.
Don't worry.
No, I'm saying it was in the dating advice, but no, his dating advice. I actually like Christine's dating advice. That
I do too.
I think that was good. So I'll just reiterate that and hope that maybe while there are some who haven't quite figured out that he's a great guy, that there's a lot of happiness there in between.
I'm happy by myself.
Listen, if you speak for Monster Bass, I think I think that we all know that Max is a good guy. He's a little young to be dating. That's just my opinion.
Agreed.
I'm happier by myself. I don't have to spend
that-
money on like Valentine's.
You
Hey, me
For now.
Me either.
you already said that you like fishing by yourself. I think that, listen, you take every piece of advice is that it's their opinion. What you do with it, that's up to you. So,
Yep.
Max, listen,
Till then.
as always, listen to your mom and dad. They're smart people.
All right, we're out.
You got a really good set of parents, so honor them, okay?
There she is.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes.
I have 2 moms and a dad.
That's great. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Max, thanks a lot for tuning in, buddy. Go to bed. You got homework. Get it done. Or else you're going to public
I
school.
don't have any homework.
You're going to public school. Goodbye.
Sure.
We still got to
Bye bye.
Peace. All right, so that was a really interesting show. I mean, we had an amazing guest. We didn't have the super chat because Jared screwed it up for everybody. And maybe next week we're gonna have super chat. We're gonna have super chat feedback because we were going to go out to dinner, but now we can't afford to. I mean, we were going to throw a party.
Not next week, but 2 weeks, because Jared's in Cancun.
Oh, sorry. So for all of you guys that are still with me,
Didn't we take
I just want to say one thing. Just want to say one thing. I love this show. I love my commitment to you. I love my commitment to delivering you quality entertainment week in and week out. However, our what's his name? The podcast producer is independently wealthy, and he rides skateboards instead of driving a car. He's homeless and lives in a tent instead of having a house, but he's going to Cancun, and so we're not having a show next week. But when we come back, I've got the most epic lineup of guests you've ever seen. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am. That's Jared, by the way. There he is. Look. See? He's the guy that screwed up the super chat. No super chat, no party. So now our party's going to be brown bagging 40s and at a camping. Yeah. Anyway, I still want to give away something. How do I give away?
Hold on. Next week, don't lose a thought. Next week, who do we have? Or 2 weeks from now.
No. It's my show. How do we get everybody that's watching to go sign up for my VIP list? I'm going to give away some stuff.
That's a good question.
Okay, I got the answer since I'm the smart guy. My VIP list. So for everybody that's watching this, go to my website.
Hold on.
Monster.
I'm gonna put it
Just monsterbass.com. Go to the footer. Find Rick's VIP list. Sign up for my VIP list. I'm going to take every person that signed up for my VIP list from 5 o'clock on. One of you guys is getting a $40 bag full of Monster Bass tungsten. No chip. It's solid. Oh, look at Jared. Give me some.
Tell him to check the chat.
All right, fine. Wait. Modal fishing. I didn't have a VIP list in November. All right, fine. All of you guys. Everybody that's a VIP can get it. There it is. Fine. All right, now do me a favor. I love you guys. I'm so grateful that you guys take the time to watch my nonsense, support my brand, and it means a lot. It really does. I'm really humbled. I'm a goofball and I don't care. But I want to hook you guys up with the best products at the best prices. I want to save you money, and I really want to. I want to make this world a better place, and if I can do that by building a fishing community that's made up of really cool people, amazing. If I have my way, once COVID's done, Rafi's going to get me a Winnebago, wrap it with Monster Bass. We're going to drive around the country. I'm going to fish. I'm going to camp. I'm going to burn wood, and have cocktails with each and every one of you, because that's what's going to make me really happy. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join our VIP list. We'll pick a winner. We'll set you up. And as always, thank you so much for being a part of the show. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.